Hello there, Internet. Mogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we're gonna feature more English, more of the buffed cards from the recent patch. As we're going to be tackling spiders today, but not the standard variant of spiders that you guys have been seeing around for a long time now, which is the Shadow Isles Noxus Aggro spider deck. This spider deck is quite different, I'd say slower, but greedier and meaner, and I personally enjoyed much more, and that is the Freljord spider Iceborn Legacy archetype, I guess is how we're going to label it. So the idea is we're going to use Iceborn Legacy, which is a card that got redesigned with the new patch, and many, including myself, deemed it worse than before. But ultimately, this card still has a lot of utility, especially in this specific deck right here, as we're combining this, and we're also playing Blood Awakening, which got buffed. It went from 6 mana to 5 mana, and holy crap, this card is bananas in this deck. So what we're trying to do is quite simple. We're trying to play spiders, and then play more spiders, and then Iceborn Legacy them, and have every single spiderling be a 3/3, as we have cards like Crawling Sensation, which can give us 2 spiders for 1 mana if an ally died this round. And of course, we have the Queen of Spiders, Elise, alongside some key spiders here with Arachnoid Horror and the Frenzied Skitter. Now, you see, we're also playing the likes of Callista. This is a personal addition of mine. This is my own variant on the deck, though there have been several variants running around. This is my take on it. I think Callista actually put in the work in this deck. You don't really care too much about leveling her up. She's just a solid 3 mana play, which this deck kind of needed, and it also gives your opponent, like, what I like about Callista a lot in this deck is that she's removal bait, right? We can bait removal from the opponent as we try to ease up the field and have the opponent tap out, so we can go for the Iceborn Legacy play on one of our spiderlings. So that's what Callista is doing here mainly. If we get to level her up, our objective is to use her leveled up version to bring back something like Skitter, which is incredibly powerful, because as we're attacking, we're resurrecting it and we're triggering its effect, which is a really strong case scenario that I have been able to pull off several times in this deck with Callista. So that's why we're playing her as a 2-of, but she's not really a key component of the build. Like, if you don't have the champion, you can build this without her, no problem. And yeah, we have a couple of Elixir of Irons and Mark of the Owls. Elixir of Irons specifically can be a little bit confusing to some, as you may think, what is this card really doing in a Swarm deck, right? We're going to save a spider from removal. Is it really worth a slot? And it actually is very important. Alongside Mark of the Owls, Elixir of Iron and Mark of the Owls are our way to kind of ensure Iceborn Legacy goes through, because Iceborn Legacy is slow speed now, which means our opponent can react to it and target one of our spiders with a Mystic Shot, for example. So us having access to these combat trigs for 1 mana that can boost our health by 2 is very relevant, as it can very well be the difference between us getting this huge buff going on or not. So that's why they are in the deck. So like I said, the game plan is simple. We swarm with spiders, and then we swarm again, and we try to overwhelm our opponent with a spread out board state that develops very fast. And on top of that, in the late game, we have some big bombs to finish off the match with. We have, first of all, one that capitalizes on our board state, which is Pack Mentality. Also, another card that got redesigned with the patch. I like running 2 copies of this because this card is absolutely outstanding in this deck. Unlike Iceborn Legacy, Pack Mentality does not target a specific unit, so even if our opponent does have single target removal, it will not really stop this from happening. Only stuff like Deny shut this down. So Pack Mentality gives all allies +2/+2 and Overwhelm if we have a board filled with spiders. This is tremendous value and really strong finisher, as we are able to just completely run our opponent down with our board state. But we have other ways to also close out the game, as we're playing a full set of They Who Endure. Because we have so many little spiders and our opponent has to deal with them, otherwise the spiders just kind of like win the game for us, there's going to be a lot of deaths happening on our side of the board. Or a lot of spiders will die in battle, honorably. And it will be very sad, and it will motivate They Who Endure to get beefier and beefier. And generally speaking, on average, this card aims to, like, I've seen it get up from like 8 stats to 11, something like that. It tends to revolve around those numbers in the late game, right? So the idea is to combine They Who Endure with Atrocity, which we are playing 2 copies of, to use the huge stat line to finish off our opponent after we attack with it, or in a pinch when we have to kill our opponent during their turn, right? Atrocity is extremely good with They Who Endure, and while it may seem like the card will be dead otherwise, it's a very flexible card that could potentially be used as, you know, a bit expensive removal, but still removal nonetheless. It can also be used on some of our other spiders or even Callista, you know, units that are not as big as They Who Endure, but it can have some potential as a bit of a, you know, in a pinch sort of finisher, right? But obviously it's there to be combined with this, and it has been very consistent at doing just that. And that is the deck list right there, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very fun deck, very proactive. If you are a fan of swarmy strategies, then I definitely encourage you to try this out. And hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay that I got for you today. I recorded a live session with this deck, and I think I got some good quality gains. So let me know what you think, and that's all I gotta say. Have a swell day. Thank you for watching my videos every day. It means the world to me. Hopefully you guys are appreciating the daily uploads, and I'll just keep them coming. So yeah, have a good day. Enjoy the matches. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, here we go. Tilted 2211. I think this is the guy who actually won the tournament. We're both sitting in dumpster ranking, seems like. That's the thing, like right now I was basically testing out some few decks, right? And dude, you lose a game and you lose like 300 points. Like the Masters rank and how big it swings, it's getting more and more ridiculous. So it's like 1 second you're top 5 and the other one you're like 800. It's kind of insane. I say this because this guy is an incredibly good player. Very, very good player. One of the best players, I think, right now in Runeterra. And he's the first opponent in our video today. I'm going to keep the Elise. I'm going to drop this. I'm going to keep the Elixir of Iron. Draw the pack mentality again. As our opponent just develops an arachnoid horror.
There's nothing to fear.
Nothing we can do here. We're gonna take the hit. I could try to double Vile Feast this.
A tribute to the Spider God.
We're gonna try it. Okay, a Black Spear. Definitely was not expecting that. Alright, so just straight up Fearsons. That's fine. We're gonna float this mana. I'm gonna go for the Blood Awakening. Start spreading out. I didn't want to trade my spider into that. I could attack here, but I actually want to wait. Because my opponent is floating a lot of mana there, so I may as well just, you know, take my time here. I need to find my opening for the Iceborn Legacy. Chump that with one spider, and then I'm gonna go for this. He does not have a spear enabled. I'm pretty sure this guy knows what I'm trying to do here. But the key is the Elixir of Iron. The Elixir of Iron, it makes it very hard for him to stop this. Like, he hasn't lost a creature, so he doesn't have Black Spear enabled. So, only Vile Feast. Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, we could be looking at a crazy game one here. We have pack mentality. Oh my lord. Oh my god. He seems to be searching for answers. My concern is, does this man have a ruination? Okay. All right. That's the green light for me. That is the green light for me. Oh my god. Do I go for it? I think I always go for this. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. He can't stop this. Like, Biofeast doesn't work anymore. He needs to enable Black Spear first. Even if he had Black Spear, we have Elixir of Iron. I mean, he could still have double Black Spear in a pinch, right? But I think like only, oh my god, man. He's doing that in Miscall. Which is neat and all, but this is still more proactive, buddy. Alright. Let's go in. Let's boogie. Look at my girls! Look at my beautiful, beautiful girls. My god. We're just mousing him here. Like I see what he's doing. Like he has like a, basically it's like a mid-range deck that's trying to, yeah, it's like a new take on Shadow Elves. He's using Miscall with Wraith Callers, but our proactive game plan is just much greedier. I guess is the right way to put it. So we're pretty much overwhelming, and that's the thing. That's when you combine Shadow Isles and yeah, like he could have Grasp of the Undying and stuff like that, right? But those sort of plays from Shadow Isles are very expensive compared to like resources that Piltover and Zon has, for example. Okay. So he's gonna be able to trade into those. That's the second missed call there. All right, sure. Oh. Oh, he messed up. I mean, it happens to everybody, right? Oh man, yeah. Because the thing is, when you spawn, so that may be confusing to a lot of people. See, like one game and you go like 200 ranks. It's crazy. But like I was saying, that may be confusing to a lot of you watching, and it's been confusing to me as well. Like it's not intuitive at all, because a lot of times when you spawn a unit where you're attacking, for example, a Shark Chariot, and even though you may have 6 units on the board, if some of them are on the bench and they're not attacking, and you have space on your attacking board, you can still spawn stuff there. But if you develop a unit that spawns something on your bench and you have a total of 6 or more units, you don't have space for that. So that's how that works, and that's why that Mistwraith just vanished, right? And like I said, this is something. I hope Riot comes out with like a rule book or something in the future to kind of like clarify some of these things, because you can't really, learn them until you experience them, and more often than not, that's by you taking a big L because you didn't know it worked like that. So, yeah. I guess that was a pretty neat start, we just Iceborn Legacy the shit out of our spiders, and we got to do it twice too, so yeah, I like that game one. Alright, so we're facing Noxus Ezreal. Noxus Ezreal. We definitely want to keep the Elixir of Iron. I'm gonna keep this entire hand. Even the Iceborn Legacy. Well, it may seem a little bit earlier for it, we're going to be able to float our first turn mana to enable this. And because we're attacking second, Elise is looking like a really neat 2-drop to go for here. Low there.
There's nothing to fear.
If our opponent has something like a thermogenic beam, we will be able to survive it. Yep. Clutch. Even though there's an argument for preserving that for when we go for the Iceborn Legacy play,
from the
I am not gonna shy away from getting a free attack with my... It's not a free attack, right? But getting a clean attack with my Elise early on. Golden Crush Bot. Okay. I'm gonna float. Because otherwise, he just enabled my level up. Because I was about to play this, but it's like, if he dares to attack, then Elise is gonna get pissed.
Nest, hatch, feed.
We don't even have to challenge this because our spiders will have fearsome.
My true beauty is beneath the skin.
And we're gonna get a nice clean hit. Ooh, that's also a good draw. Let's go for it. We're looking at 8 damage here. Obviously, Mystic Shot is bound to happen. Or that. That's actually fine. That's actually more than fine. That's actually amazing. Because the fact that we force him to tap out here is the perfect time to go for the Iceborn Legacy. That's the tricky part about this deck. Finding the right timing, which is why we played Mark of the Isles, Elixir of Iron, right? But it's finding the right timing to play this card. But once we're able to play it, we go bananas, man. Like, all of a sudden, Blood Awakening is obscene. Like, absolutely obscene. The question is, for 2 mana... For 2 mana, what is ya boy gonna do? Nothing. That's spoilers. Nothing. Oh man, he kept giving me the openings. Like, that's the thing. That's what you gotta really avoid to do if you're facing this deck. Do not give your opponent, when they have 5 mana, do not give them the opening to go for the Iceborn play. Especially if you have answers in your deck, because that was an Ezreal deck, right? He's very, very clearly running a full set of Mystic Shots and Get Excited, at the very least. Potentially the 1 mana deal 1 damage as well. So you don't tap yourself out like that, ever. I definitely don't think that Static Shock was worth it. He could have waited it for it, and it could have been a way to counter my play as well, so yeah, don't do that. Alright, so we're facing Ezreal Karma. Now, I've faced several variants of this. They're not as popular, but it's a solid deck that flows a little bit under the radar. They use cards like Yone and, you know, Will of Ionia and stuff. It's a pretty menacing deck. It's combining 2 very strong controlled champions. I'm not sure if this deck plays Chempunk Pickpocket though. I'm actually gonna mulligan away the Arachnoid Horror, because unless they play Chempunk, like if it was Heimer Karma, then yeah.
What's that noise?
I think this man has a thermogenic beam. I think he just kind of like telegraphed it. We're still gonna try to go for it at least. But I'm pretty sure that's a thermogenic beam. Yeah. He telegraphed it by waiting there for a second. Yeah. I could have done something about it, I guess, but at the same time, eh. The tricky thing in this game is gonna be getting the Iceborn Legacy off, right?
The dark beckons.
We need to wait for openings. We're gonna go Callista.
We shall not rest until all betrayers escape.
Because Callista gives us a neat attack.
The guilty will suffer.
We're gonna attack with the Aristocrat. We're gonna be aggressive with it,
It's too late for you.
as it will help level up Callista potentially, and it also gives me Spiderlings, which, you know, he otherwise he's gonna be ignoring these guys, right? Because they're just dealing 1 damage every time. So I have to be more reckless with them. Okay.
Lady Elise, where are you?
I'm gonna drop another one, and now I'm gonna float this mana so that I can start setting up. Okay.
They cannot hide.
I could try to go for this now. I have the Elixir of Iron backup. The problem is if he has multiple sources, I want him to tap out a little bit more before I go for it.
There can be no justice. Only.
I think Callista is the perfect draw for that. Callista can bait out some removal.
Name it, I'll nick it.
So he does play Chem from Pickpocket.
Night falls.
You have to get me out of here!
So he seems to have the answers right now.
We'll bring peace to Ionia, whatever the cost.
I have to go for this now. Only Mystic Shot stops this. Okay, we get it through. Better late than never. How big are you? You're pretty thick, but we can make you bigger. We're gonna go for you. We still have the Atrocity enabled. In case my opponent wants to use some removal on these spiders, we're going to be able to significantly weaken his defenses here as we go for a big attack. And we're going to be aiming to use They Who Endure with Atrocity as a finisher. Even though we could use Atrocity now, in case he is going to remove something, we could use it to kill off Karma. We're going in.
You cannot escape.
Right now, we're threatening an obscene amount of damage.
Don't be calling no enforcers.
Master.
We're gonna hold on.
Check out the goods on this one. Just borrow it.
The answer lies within.
Yikes. We may just lose to Karma. It looks like we're gonna lose to Karma. Like we weren't able to apply enough pressure. We got the Iceborn Legacy buff, but it was a bit too late. We didn't spread out enough. We're gonna first do this. We may have him. believe we have him. Unless he has a potion. Unless he has a potion. Healing Potion. I believe Healing Potion is the only card that can save him. We gotta go for it. We can't beat this value. This is our only opening. We have to go for it. If he has Healing Potion, then so be it. But we have to go for this. God damn it.
The body must thrive for the mind to be free.
Wait, Karma created this card? Karma created this card. Wow. Wow, and he Braum waves us. And the man has the decency to after surviving with a card that his Karma created. Or did I read that right? Because I looked at one card. Maybe that was the card that he created. Maybe it's in his deck. Maybe that's incorrect. Because I hovered over the card that says Karma created this card. But maybe it was the duplicate that she created. I guess we'll never know. But yeah, GG. We tried. Like I said, the only card that saved him was the health potion. It's definitely, Jesus Christ, it's definitely very very likely that he just generated it with the insight, the fucking card from Karma, you know, like her signature card. What's it called? I need to know what it's called. Like I need to learn the card names. Like I'm very bad with Inside of the Ages, right? Now my brain is like, okay, no, yeah, here you go, Miguel. Right when you're searching for the card. God damn it. Inside of Ages, yeah, like he could definitely have generated with that, or with one of the Karma's random spawns as well, or it could be a part of his deck, right? Ultimately, it doesn't matter. Results are results, but yeah, man, Karma is a crazy champion. Karma is a pretty insane champion. Like one of the things about Karma that I'm not crazy about is how once you reach turn 10, like it's just like it's such an unwinnable battle. If she gets like one of her insights going or something, and she starts drawing cards, it's like the out value is absolutely insane, and I fear that she may limit spell design in the future. So yeah, I mean, you know, whenever you face a Karma deck, like I feel like there's a lot of like lackluster Karma builds that just kind of like win with Karma anyways, because I don't think Karma Ezreal is like the most efficient way to combine the two champions. But at the end of the day, Karma with pretty much anything, especially Karma with Piltover in general, can be really strong, especially with like the double pings and everything. But yeah, GG. On to the next one. All right, so Nicotine is our opponent. We faced an Ezreal Draven deck, right? Or am I going crazy here? Blood Awakening is actually really strong. This seems like a crazy idea, but I'm actually gonna keep this hand. Because I don't have to. Everybody just loves waiting. Next turn I'll have a total of 3, 4. I won't be able to play this. But now that he's dropped the House Spider, I can drop the Arachnoid Horror because he can't really trade into it. So my idea was to pass the first couple of turns and get the Blood Awakening going. I'm not sure what this deck is doing because he has House Spiders. They may be like an anti-aggro control tool, but I can't get behind this Ezreal deck. We're gonna block here. If my opponent aims to like deal with this, it's fine. We're gonna float. Because next turn we're going to be able to go for the Blood Awakening. No Mark of the Isles backup, but unless he's playing Static Shocks, this is a pretty impactful turn for us. At least is also tempting, but I'd rather just go for this, honestly. This is strong. This is very strong. Also, we got the good old They Who Endure Atrocity. Man, we were so close that last game. So damn close. Yeah, I just think this is a less efficient Ezreal deck. Okay. That sucks. Not the end of the world, but it certainly sucks. I could trade with these two and leave one spider. No, I have a skitter. I'm not gonna attack. I'm gonna be patient.
The party has arrived.
There's nothing to fear.
I'm gonna play Elise.
Watch and learn.
I'll take the hit from the Straven. Thermogenic Beam could be a thing. Get Excited could be a thing. We're gonna... Next turn, I'm gonna float this mana. He's got double axes, which can enable him to trade into my units. Regardless, I'm gonna play Callista first.
We shall pierce their treasonous hearts.
Sure. Get that out of him. We go. Down to 3.
God axes need victims.
I feel like I definitely wanna continue to build up here.
To find me the mushroom. I thought you'd never ask. What's that noise?
And now we go for this. For the Mark of the Isles, which enables our Callista to level up as well.
Charge!
Woohoo! All right. Time to go in.
No.
Trust is a weapon.
Okay, so he blocks this into this. He blocks it into this, he blocks it into Callista. We're still threatening 12, 13 damage. I think there's no question. We just go for the full attack here. We force him to, because next turn we have 12 mana, which means we can
Got an axe
go.
with your name on it.
Obstacle? Meet Gauntlet.
Death to all betrayers!
Raven out.
He still needs to level up Ezreal. Otherwise, we would be pretty vulnerable. But because he's still 2 steps away, we can set up the They Who Endure Atrocity next turn, as we will have a total of exactly 12 mana. And due to the nature of my opponent's deck, he requires pure damage to deal with things.
Sounds dangerous. I'm in.
We're gonna play They Who Endure, and we're gonna wait for him. Yep, before he gets to get that going, we do this, and we're like, bitch, not today.
Firing!
That's how you do it. Whew. We were about to get obliterated by Ezreal. Like, we dodged the mother of bullets right there. He had all the axes and all those mushrooms in hand. Yeah, casual 200-point jump between ranks. Holy fuck. But yeah, like that point he had all those axes and the mushrooms, and it's just like he would have been able to he would have easily been able to kill us. So that was actually like super clutch. Way more clutch than it seemed. Alright, Trish Fangirl. I also 69. I also like Trish more than Jennifer personally. Yennefer is for betas. You heard it here. I'm gonna keep the rest of this hand, even though it is a little bit risky what I'm doing here. Keeping the Iceborn legacy so early on, but oh man, all we need.
There's nothing to fear.
Still tell me what to do. I could even just attack with.
There's a chill in the air.
Skitter out from the darkness.
That's great. That's fantastic. The fact that he didn't even want to trade into this. I guess he was worried about a Mark of the Isles. Oh my
Without a sound.
I just like the idea of Skitter here, though, to be honest. I mean, let's think about things here, though. Nah.
This is
Struggle. They'll enjoy it.
We could play this, but we're not going to.
My true beauty is beneath the skin.
We're gonna level up Lise. And we're gonna go for it. He could have a close combat. I think we can wait, actually. Yeah, I like this better. This is safer, because this basically makes it so that he actually cannot block here.
This Skitter is incredibly powerful. A bit too powerful. Sometimes you just gotta keep it simple. You know, just go with the good old spider ways. Like Iceborn Legacy is nice and all, but nothing like a Skitterer, man. That was the perfect Skitterer. Like Iceborn Legacy was vulnerable to a single combat, and yeah, would have really set us back. Skitterer was just like, how much damage was that? That was 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. We're looking at 17 damage. Obviously, he would have played a Brocker, right? But at least, like, yeah, something like 15 damage at least. So it was pretty much game over after that play. That was pretty ideal. Like, I kept the risky hand, but for the most part, it played out right. So yeah, I mean, I think I had a good amount of games today. I got to showcase. Did I get to showcase Pack Mentality? I think this is like the one card that I did not get to showcase. I've had some amazing swings with this, but I don't think, I can't recall if I actually showcased this card. I don't think I did. But I showcased the rest of the deck. I showcased why we run 2 Atrocities with They Who Endure as a way to close out games. Iceborn Legacy saw, like, it really shined in today's gameplay. The new improved Broad Awakening was also absolutely outstanding. And yeah, we got some really good games today, I think. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and that's all I gotta say. Have a solid day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.